Story 1. The taste of baked bread, the smell of coffee in the morning, and the feel of the sun on my back during lunch create a profound experience. The sound of the wind rustling through the leaves adds to the beauty of the moment. Watching the sun rise on a cold winter morning or set on a warm summer night brings a sense of wonder. There are so many people to meet and love, countries to visit, and things to learn. This world is truly amazing. Also, dogs. Story 2. You find something in life that is worth holding on to, and you live for it. I choose to keep going because I want to play board games, spend time with my best friend and others, enjoy adobo, finish Resident Evil 4 Remake, create music, find a girlfriend, get a job, travel, experience intimacy, learn metal screaming, and much more. In the end, it is all about building a life that feels worth living. Story 3. Look out into space at the stars. Know that we have searched for any sign of life anywhere else, but we have found none. We are given life on this unique planet, where we have developed as a species for millions of years. We were born at a time when humans have advanced enough to fly across oceans and drive across continents. We have been given a golden opportunity to explore this universe, and to truly appreciate what we have been given, we must love life. Story 4. Because death will come whether I want it or not. While I can make a choice, I am choosing to live. Story 5. A lot of depressing answers here. I'm not going to try to convince anyone otherwise, but I will comment that it's a sad reflection on the world we live in. The consumer-driven societies most of us on Reddit live in leave us feeling empty and hollow. Story 6. Right now I have dogs, so I need to take care of them. I guess that's a good enough reason for now. Story 7. I have been feeling depressed for a while and have sought medical help. I have tried different programs and medications, but I can't find the right combination. This has led me to experiment with almost every drug available. I feel ashamed of the mess my life has become, and it seems there is no way back. My health is deteriorating, and everything feels like it is shutting down. I am 25 years old. Story 8. I don't believe in suicide because of my religion. I want to see what more life has in store for me. Story 9. I don't want my 8-year-old daughter to grow up without a mother. I want to experience being a grandmother. I hope my broken body will work with me on this. Story 10. There are many people I have not met yet, places I have not been, and things I have not learned. Even if it is tiring or hard to keep up, I want to do my best to find some certainty amid life's uncertainty because we deserve it. I have not had the best life, but I know there are people who would love to have even a small part of what I have, and for that, I am still grateful for what has been given to me. Story 11. I believe life is a brief moment with a beginning and an end. Before this, I wasn't here, and I won't be here after. This is my snapshot of existence in time. Things have urgency because one day it will end. I am grateful to be alive during the invention of the internet. I admire my parents for witnessing the moon landing. I am curious about what I will experience during this short time. Story 12. Because I believe my existence is valuable to others. I am fortunate to have people who are willing to listen to me, spend time together, and allow me to be myself, regardless of whether I have a good, bad, or mediocre day. This motivates me to stay curious about what life brings, both pleasant and unpleasant, as I can share my experiences with others. Story 13. While there is a lot of chaos in the world, I focus on my goals and maintain self-control rather than trying to manage external circumstances. I enjoy creating. Photography is one of my passions. Every few years, I embark on a year-long project where I take a photograph every day, choose a theme for each month, and share it on the day I capture it. If I stop now, I will let myself down, and I refuse to do that. Story 14. My lifelong dream of marrying a girl who was secretly a billionaire heiress has come true. 6 years after being together, her father appeared after being absent from her life for over a decade and offered us houses, businesses, and more. Now, I no longer have to live paycheck to paycheck, and my child can enjoy a life I never thought imaginable. Story 15. I am tired of looking at this disgusting world. Nothing ever seems to want to kill me, though. Story 16. It is just a battle of wills at this point. I choose to live, take care of myself, dress the way I like, and live where I want despite death. Things are not great. They are okay. However, death comes for us all at some point. I am trying to defy death until it arrives. I am showing off, if you will. Story 17. Wi-Fi and unlimited snacks are available at most places, so why not enjoy them? Additionally, there's always the hope that one day, someone will invent a coffee that tastes like a hug. Story 18. Honestly, it doesn't feel like it's worth living at all right now. However, a part of me keeps telling myself that if I end it, I'll never get to see things get better. So, I suppose that uncertain hope is keeping me here. Story 19. My cat and dog are always with me. My cat, in particular, is very attached. He becomes anxious if I close a door without him in the room. My mom would be devastated if anything happened to them. I have struggled with severe depression throughout my life and often feel as though no one asked me if I wanted to be here. Sometimes not being alive seems appealing. Story 20. My life has been filled with ups and downs. Depression, trauma, whatever you want to call it, and now it feels even worse. The only thing that keeps me going are my children. Keep going. Story 21. My children love me so much, and they have little respect for their father. I couldn't imagine not being here for them. Story 22. Because there are people who need me. My parents, my family, my dog, my girlfriend, and my friends. I have lost many people in my life, including both of my grandparents, several aunts and uncles, a couple of cousins, and 3 brothers I have never met. I have also never seen my birth mother in person. I have experienced many challenges, including mental abuse at home, parental arguments, heartbreaks, and betrayal. But I am still here. Story 23. My wife and I realized that I hadn't taken my mood stabilizer for 4 days because we never put it into the pill organizer and didn't notice. After taking 2 of them, my depression improved significantly. It's not completely gone, but I feel much better, and it's not bad enough for me to complain about how challenging life can be. Story 24. So I can eventually read Trump's obituary. It is spiteful, it is petty, and ultimately it will not mean much. But whatever gets you out of bed in the morning, right? Story 25. I am an atheist. This is it. No more after this. Enjoy it while you can. Our mission is to move the ball forward so the people after us have it a little easier. Of course, there are forces against this, but that has never stopped progress. Story 26. Mostly for my wife. She is amazing, and I love her so much. She supports my interests, enjoys my jokes, and is smart and interesting. She is creative and insightful. I appreciate even mundane activities like shopping or doing laundry if she is with me. I want to wake up every morning to see her sleepy face as she shambles out of the bedroom 30 minutes later. Story 27. Dogs, pets, food, and small pleasures, like stepping into air conditioning on a hot day, changing out of cold, wet clothes into warm, dry ones, or smelling fresh bread and baked goods, bring joy. Accomplishing something or learning new skills, such as mastering a drum fill, can provide a significant sense of achievement. Opportunities won't just come to you. You must take the first steps. While taking action is often easier said than done, staying stagnant benefits neither you nor those around you. Story 28. This may sound troubling, but I want to live because I strive for greatness. There is so much I want to accomplish, and I wish to be remembered. I was raised by a single mother who did her utmost, but she is so exhausted now. For some reason, I feel a strong need to honor her and achieve greatness. Story 29. There is no real other option. Here we are, trying to find something to be joyful about, even for a moment. My cats are reliable sources of happiness. Story 30. My mother needs me. If I died, she would be alone since my siblings are selfish enough to leave her without care. Story 31. I have a 5-year-old son, and I want to give him as much as I can before I pass away. It's nice to watch him get smarter and grow. I am not holding my breath about seeing him graduate from high school due to my past choices regarding my health and my relatively late age when I had him at 33, but it's a good goal to aim for. Story 32. Dying seems boring. There's no guarantee I'll be transported to a world of swords and magic. I love my family, friends, and hobbies. Story 33. Curiosity and Fear. I am very curious about what will happen in the future, especially at this critical moment in our nation's history, and fearful of what might lie ahead for me after I die. It is essentially a fear of the unknown. Story 34. I am bipolar and have dealt with suicidal thoughts for over 20 years. My father was bipolar and died by suicide at the age of 27. I could not put my mother through another loss. I choose life. Story 35. I am 7 days post-back surgery and I have been in pain ever since. I will still tell you that life is amazing if you are amazing. I feel great from within. I want to live to help as many people as I can. Story 36. 1. Because my best friend would be upset if I died so soon after her. She passed away 2 years ago. To visit the graves of my former bullies. Story 37. I want to see where gaming will lead us when I am really old, like 40 years from now, in a super immersive virtual reality Zelda game. I want to see a world without combustion engines. I want to see green cities. I want to see tobacco-free nations. I also love my significant other, and I want to experience all of this with her. Story 38. I want to see my nieces and nephews grow up. They are all young right now, but I adore watching them develop into their own individuals. Story 39. In no particular order. 1. To watch my kids grow. 2. Sometimes life can be amazing. 3. Fear of death and the potential for eternal recurrence. I had a difficult childhood, and if life is going to repeat endlessly, I want to maximize the good experiences. 4. The belief that I can do better and make a positive change. 5. I love my wife and my kids and would not want to leave them without my support. 6. To spite the people who are horrible. And 7. To find out what happens. Story 40. Because there is nothing else to do but live. We are all going to transition to the other side anyway, so we might as well live the best life we can while we are here. Story 41. Aside from the constant pain, yawning chasms of boredom, existential dread, frustration, depression, and injustice, it's been pretty good so far. Maybe a 5 or 6 out of 10. Story 42. I want to continue loving my girlfriend. I want to keep petting cats and dogs. I want to keep being amazed by the kinds of games and movies other people create for me to enjoy. I want to keep helping people at my job in the hospital. I would describe myself as a pessimist. Story 43. My death right now would hurt many people who have helped me immensely and without judgment over the last several years. Additionally, I like pizza and want to eat more of it. Story 44. Being long retired and physically deteriorating, I have no fear of death and may even welcome it when it happens. However, I am in no hurry. Story 45. There is new content I want to experience, new games I want to play, music I want to listen to, and movies I want to watch. There is always something to look forward to. Story 46. The people in my life would be sad if I were gone, but I don't really want to be here anymore. My body hurts too much. Taking painkillers puts me to sleep. I can either sleep 16 hours a day or be in pain and awake for 12 to 14 hours a day. Story 47. It would be a crime not to want to be alive on a day like today. 60 degrees, clear blue skies, rolling hills, and old oak trees in my yard, with birds singing their melodies. My vegetable seedlings are finally sprouting, so I need to stay and ensure they thrive. Story 48. My dog needs me to stay alive. Otherwise, she would die too, and I cannot let that happen because my mental health is struggling. Story 49. For multiple reasons. The sun on my face on a warm summer day, the sounds of birds singing during spring, the taste of fresh strawberries, the presence of cats, deep love, laughter until my stomach hurts, and the scent of beautiful flowers. Story 50. I don't want my parents to have to tell people their son is dead. I don't want my sister to tell people she has a dead brother. I don't want my friends to have that empty seat at the table. As much as life hurts me to live, I will never put my loved ones through that pain. Story 51. I don't know if I want to live, but I don't want to die just yet. There are still many things I want to do. Story 52. I don't struggle every day to see a point in staying here on Earth and why I was put here anyway, to be honest. I often wonder if God hates me and whether I'm a joke for believing in him. Then I feel ungrateful and bad since I don't live in a war zone at least. The saddest part is that I'm somewhat successful in my life, but I have no family I belong to and struggle to find people I can relate to internally. If people at work read this, they would be shocked. They would say I'm so funny and bring warmth and joy to the workplace. But yeah, it's not that I want to die. I'm just tired and weary, and if I could just switch off life, I would. Story 53. I like to think I'm waiting until I can block a bullet for someone or do something heroic like that. I wonder why I should throw myself away. I should at least save somebody in some way. Story 54. Existing is the coolest thing ever. Walk on the beach, read a book, pet a dog, cook a steak, enjoy intimacy, learn to do a kickflip, hike up a mountain, swim in a lake, watch a movie, play chess, dance to music, ride a bike, look at a sunset, write a poem, drink a beer, fall in love, appreciate art, sit in a sauna, learn about something that interests you, binge a show on a rainy weekend, plan a trip, and meet new people. The list goes on. You can't do any of these things if you don't exist. Story 55. For the first time in my life, I am living for myself only. It's not going well at the moment, but I hope it gets better. Story 56. To endure and strive. To extend my will to myself and others. To be the master of my destiny and the creator of all arts. Story 57. There is no other choice but to acknowledge that, as far as we know, there is nothing after this, and this is all I know. Life can be challenging at times, but it is a limited gift that keeps on going. I can join in or watch from the sidelines. It is not going to stop it from happening. Story 58. Honestly, I haven't experienced love yet. I have achieved all major goals in my life. I have money, cars, a house, and healthy parents. But the love of my life is not yet found. Story 59. When you think about all the people who rely on you or the people who would miss you if you were gone, it becomes much easier to carry on for their sake. Story 60. Do what I enjoy. Do what helps me pursue my passions. I like listening to people's opinions and analyzing them, accepting what is necessary in my life. I enjoy learning, listening to myself and my body, and reflecting on lessons learned. I don't like excess weight, so I strive to stay in shape. This is my meaning of life. Story 61. I have promised all 5 of my mortal enemies through a handwritten letter that I plan to defile their graves once they pass away. 2 down, 3 to go. Story 62. The 2 most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. Mark Twain. Story 63. Life is short and occurs only once, while death is eternal, so I can wait for it. Story 64. I don't have options, but I'm staying for my mother and friends. For now, once I have enough money and experience another bipolar episode like the last one, I'm not so sure. I probably would have jumped off the highest balcony in my apartment had I not met a man who survived jumping off a parking garage. Story 65. I'm starting to think I need something else, but most of my life has just been about working toward experiencing some form of pleasure. Feelings of accomplishment, buying that item I want, visiting interesting places, eating good food, and engaging in intimate relationships. At some point, I believe growing up is when you begin to live in service of others. Story 66. I love spending time with the people in my life. There is so much I haven't experienced yet, and I would love to spend more time doing the things I already know I enjoy. Story 67. There is beauty and light even in the darkness of life. Experiencing nature and love are 2 of the main reasons for being alive. There are amazing things in this world despite the presence of evil. Your soul is something nobody can take away from you, so I strive to nourish my soul, and much of that comes from witnessing nature, experiencing growth, and being curious. Story 68. I thought I wanted to die because of numerous mental health issues, but then I started suffering from a significant amount of physical health issues too. Suddenly, I want to live because why not? Story 69. There is nothing after life. You are a pile of dust. You have time to enjoy anything you can do in a world full of possibilities. Yes, it's hard. There is a lot of negativity. But if you see the positive and keep growing, find what you love. Do things step by step rather than assuming you can't do it. You will enjoy, laugh, and have fun. Story 70. People depend on me. My personal reason is that I enjoy the story of life and want to see the next plot point. Story 71. Because today is not the day I die. I don't really want to live, but I can't die either. So I find small reasons to keep going. Right now, I want to live to watch the next episode of Jack Reacher and eat chocolate ice cream. Once I've done that, I'll find another simple reason to keep going. To truly answer your question, I want to live because I choose to. Story 72. Out of spite, many people have tried to put me down. I am working to improve, motivated by that disdain. I am not trying to be edgy or joking when I say this. I am being completely honest. I strive to reach my dreams driven by my determination to rise above those who have tried to undermine me. Story 73. I believe in fate despite everything life has thrown at me, and I trust that my future is greater than the life I have been living so far. Story 74. I don't know what not living is like, and I can always be dead later. I can't be alive again, so I might as well get the most out of this experience while I'm here. For example, if you only got to visit a really cool place once and knew you'd never get to go back, you'd want to make the most of it. Story 75. It's frustrating and getting worse no matter what I do. My best years and opportunities are behind me. I just don't want to become another statistic. Story 76. I have said for a long time that I will be around as long as my parents and my cats are. Then I will reassess. I have lost a cat and a parent. The other parent has cancer. The reassessment is not looking promising. Story 77. In recent years, I have resolved many aspects of my life and understood that life is an experience where challenges exist to help us differentiate and appreciate the positive moments. Story 78. If I had been on Reddit in high school, I might have said maybe because I want to have children and be married. The sad thing is that today I am just getting by until I pass away. I really don't have a reason to be alive at all. Story 79. I was not allowed to. I had a group of individuals with disturbing behaviors control me and my parents for most of my life. Story 80. I'm more afraid to live than I am to die, to be honest. If you are a late bloomer, finally hitting the start button can be terrifying. Story 81. I'm not ready to die. I still enjoy life most of the time, even though it can be challenging at times. Story 82. I guess it is the art of survival and investing in building a strong mindset. You were never asked to be a part of the world cycle, but now you have to face it and deal with it. Life gives you opportunities to face challenges, both big and small. The first part of life involves trying to understand the decisions your parents made, perhaps to prepare you for adulthood rather than dependency. If you discover something about yourself that connects to your parents, whether positively or negatively, you try to make sense of it or give it new meaning. For example, you might think, I finally understand why you said certain things to me, but I will never understand why you acted the way you did in certain situations. Or even the opposite. Life feels like a constant challenge to push yourself a little further each day, just enough to still have breath left at the end of the day while figuring out which thoughts truly deserve your energy. If you are in your late 20s or early 30s, you might sometimes feel lost in too many thoughts, especially when it seems like others around you are progressing faster in finding their own paths. But you do not have to rush. If you have moved past the phase of just relaxing at home all the time, you are already more productive than you think. I would say it is more about the little things because small achievements are things you can attain on your own. Save some time each day just for yourself without feeling the need to explain to others why it seems like you are wasting your time. Everything can be a hobby. Try to be a good advocate for yourself and find a way to rise above all the obstacles that wish to see you fail. Do not try to see yourself in fancy cars or a large apartment just for the image. Do not get too excited about material possessions. Try to live modestly. Story 83. I didn't until a few months ago. Now I'm married to my love and just want to live to experience life with him. That's literally it. Story 84. I have a small but wonderful group of friends. We laugh and cry, but most of all, we have a great time when we text, call each other, or get together. We are always there for one another, no matter the time, providing full support. Story 85. There's so much life to enjoy that I don't want it to end. I also want to prove a point to the difficult life I experienced as a child. How do you like them, universe? Story 86. I have to. My father has suffered due to my mother's death, and I suspect they had me by accident. My dad took care of me as if I were wanted, and I owe it to him to outlive him and make the best of my life. If I don't, he will have to endure my death as well, and he does not deserve that. Story 87. To eat more of the good food I cook, care for my cat, and seek new interesting video game releases. Story 88. I don't. The only thing that keeps me alive is the people around me who love me. If I did not have them, I would not be here. Story 89. I have a brother with severe learning disabilities who needs an advocate. If life is not better by the time he is gone, I will leave early. Story 90. Sometimes I think my life and experiences are a way to connect with my grandfather and father. Ever since they passed, I've taken up the mantle of what they used to do, hoping to learn more about them in a world without them. I want to communicate with each other through our lives and human experiences. I also want to understand God because as much as people speak about Him, I feel like I hardly connect with the Almighty, and I want to know my purpose since I am here. Story 91. I don't have much desire to live nowadays, but there are still conventions and cafes I have yet to check out. Oh, and I live for my partner and cats. Story 92. Somehow, I believe I am more intelligent than another hypothetical existence reincarnated after this life, yet I do not understand how that works or what my purpose is. I have spent years pursuing a passion that is merely smoldering until I figure out my next steps. Many people express similar sentiments, but honestly, I feel I could start from scratch. My skill has developed significantly, but I am uncertain about how to utilize it. I have not discovered the answer yet. Story 93. Because the world is beautiful, and someone has to protect it and fight to make it better. Because people need me. Because I don't want to die before I have seen everything on this planet. It's not easy every day, and there are days when I wish I could die without any regrets. However, life is incredible, and small moments of happiness and wonder make it worth living. Story 94. I have spiritual work to do. I feel great joy in helping others, and I want to assist as many people as I can. I also want to see if humanity will thrive in the next century. Story 95. Chocolate pudding. Hugs from my nephews. Watching my partner dance while he makes coffee. Meeting puppies. Babies who smile when I wave at them in the grocery store. Older adults who tell good jokes. Staring at bodies of water during golden hours. Seeing new landscaping projects in my neighborhood while I'm out for a walk. Hearing good news about my loved ones. Happy moments. Story 96. Because I fear death. The inability to truly know with absolute certainty that I will still be able to see everything as I do while alive terrifies me endlessly. Story 97. I love that I am a woman. There are some downsides, but mostly it is positive. I have experienced love, loss, hate, anger, betrayal, hopelessness, excitement, lust, and many other emotions. I have seen so much beauty around me. Just yesterday, I saw the most beautiful flower and, for the first time, witnessed roses growing together like a bouquet on one stem in my garden. I want to live to fly kites, enjoy festivals, and marvel at intellectuals. But mostly, I wish to live to be loved and cherished. A feeling we can recognize and experience, and something that gives me immense joy. Story 98. My mother, who passed away years ago, told me to be a good person and to continue being happy. It's like a promise that came to me, and I will keep it. Story 99. Because life, no matter the challenges I have faced so far, is good enough that I would want to live many lifetimes. Story 100. Bionic eyes. I want to see them become reliable and affordable. I want one. Also, Beetlejuice. This is a huge star at the end of its life cycle. It is expected to go supernova within the next 10,000 years. The explosion would be visible from Earth, as big and bright as the moon. Imagine dying a year or even a week before it happens. That would be unfortunate. Story 101. I have nothing better to do. If it's this or nothing, then I may as well learn to embrace what I have going on here. Sure, it's not a fairy tale, but the story is still mine, and I want to see how it unfolds. Story 102. So my cat won't die alone, hopefully. I want to see him outside. And then, I don't know. I've been ready for a long time. Story 103. To feel the satisfaction of scratching an itch, both literally and figuratively. But jokes aside, I love mornings. My favorite thing is to wake up and soak in my existence. Of course, there are challenges, but then there is spring and summer, the voices of my loved ones, long venting sessions, longer hugs, and sleepless nights holding the baby, all the while dreaming of the life that is yet to be lived. Story 104. Too scared to leave, too tired to stay. Story 105. Because despite all the struggles, I still have hope. Hope that one day I will hold my baby in my arms, that my body will work with me instead of against me, and that all this waiting and heartbreak will be worth it. I want to live for the love I have to give and for the family I dream of. Story 106. Honestly, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out. There have been many times in my life when I didn't understand my purpose, but the opportunity to do good for others always pulls me back. Even simply buying a meal for someone in need gives me hope to live. I guess my answer is that I want to live to contribute positively to the world. I think if everyone lived this way, the world would be a much better place. Story 107. To struggle. You receive from life what you invest in it, so keep pushing, and it becomes quite rewarding and beautiful. Story 108. Because I am interested in the kinds of technological innovations humans will create, observing the progression of computer technology is important to me. Story 109. My motivation to live is the possibility of becoming rich enough to have all my material needs met, as well as those of the people around me. Ideally, I would like to reach a point where I can relax and do nothing or anything I choose. Additionally, death is inevitable, so even if I did not want to live, I can still enjoy my time until that moment arrives. Story 110. To provide love and a home for my dogs for their entire lives. I have all three since they were between 4 and 8 weeks old. They are now 7, 10, and 10 years old. When they are gone, I will be joining them. Story 111. I have a lot of people to help, and I hope I can do so before time runs out. I am an Indigenous Canadian, and we have a belief called 7 generations. What we do today echoes forward 7 generations. I hope that what I do today helps those who come after me. Story 112. I don't. If I could go to sleep without getting up the next day, it would be great. What a peaceful departure. Story 113. I want to live so I can overcome my regrets of not doing enough in high school when I reach college. I want to feel the rush, the thrill, and the pain of it every second. Story 114. Because I don't believe in an afterlife, I am terrified of the idea that one day I won't be conscious and that everything of me will disappear forever. I just want to keep feeling. Story 115. I truly enjoy being alive, and as my friend thoughtfully said when River Phoenix died, you have so many more options when you are alive. Story 116. Because the possibility of being tortured in an unknowable, but potentially eternal and malicious afterlife is terrifying. Story 117. I need to fulfill my dream of owning land in the Caribbean and living out my days swimming with my dog. Story 118. Because life is wonderful. There is so much beauty and many impressions and experiences in various forms. It feels like I am meant to be here, that there is a greater purpose to my existence, regardless of how unclear that purpose may be. I am still sure it is there. Life has its downsides too, but for me, watching nature, the planet, and the birds singing, and seeing all the life around me makes it all worthwhile. It took me a long time to recognize all of this. I attempted to end my life multiple times, and today I am grateful that I failed in all those attempts. Story 119. No matter how difficult my life is, there is always something new to experience, something to enjoy, and a reason to smile. Story 120. I always enjoy asking if people want to live forever. I would choose the vampire life 1,000 times over. There is so much to experience on this planet in just one lifetime. There are many people, many wonders, and an abundance of food, music, stories, movies, books, and beverages. There is also beautiful land, and I will never get tired of the gifts of this earth, especially women. Story 121. I like my life. I have a good family, good friends, and a good job. I am involved in activities that challenge me and help me grow as a person. Additionally, there are many experiences I want to pursue before my time is up. Story 122. I have a family, so I need to. On the other hand, if I didn't have a family and there was a switch, I would probably flip it. Story 123. The experience of life is a miracle, and I am in awe of it. I always view the world, people, and all living creatures with amazement. My life has its ups and downs, but I strive to embrace both and improve myself. Living and surrendering to the journey is well worth it, in my opinion. I do not refer to those who are unjustly suffering for various reasons. I aim to be a better version of myself and help wherever I can. I am always grateful and looking forward to tomorrow. Story 124. My motivation is based on my spiritual belief system. I believe we live multiple lives to learn different lessons, with the ultimate goal of getting closer to our higher selves or the universe. At this point, I am doing my best to navigate this level so I don't have to repeat the same experiences next time. I might have it all wrong, and I support whatever path you choose, but this is what keeps me grounded. Story 125. My desire to live is driven by the need to help young men avoid making the same mistakes I have. If my loss in life can be the catalyst to help others make the necessary changes, then it all becomes worthwhile. Story 126. Better than the emptiness of death. I still have video games, television shows, books, and time with friends and family. Sure, everything except the above feels difficult, and most of the time life doesn't seem worth living, but you push on for that 10%. Story 127. I don't read a book halfway through, and I don't watch a movie halfway through. My life has a story, and I'm not cutting it short, regardless of the suffering, boredom, and frustrations that come my way. Endure during the hard times and live for the good times. Story 128. I never existed for billions of years. Living for a brief period is a nice change before I am gone again for eternity. Story 129. Jesus, go see a therapist with questions like this. It's really negative and makes social media an unhealthy place. Story 130. The meaning of life is to live, so I try to make the most of it. I have started saying yes to various opportunities and stepping out of my comfort zone. I am eager to engage in activities rather than sit at home feeling sad. This approach has been beneficial so far, though I am not sure I would recommend it to everyone. Life is truly about exploring new experiences. Engage in small actions that bring happiness to yourself and others. Story 131. To be fulfilled, but for some reason, America disregarded common sense to continue idolizing chief executive officers and corporations. Story 132. To create and to love. Make things of nonsense and absurdity with my hands and mind. Connect through nonsense and absurdity with other people. To the sad individuals, to those who do not want, and to the frightened. It might seem impossible to grasp and daunting to trust, but you are beautiful as you are. You are enough as yourself. You are worth it to live. Story 133. I have 2 reasons I feel I need to share. First, I don't want my mother to have to attend my funeral. Second, I care about someone who depends on me. Story 134. Put it like this. I don't want to live this particular life. If I knew I would go back to the lobbies once I ran out of coins, I would rage quit every other weekend. Story 135. Because I am afraid of dying and hurting my family. I am 26 and have experienced love, hurt, trust, poverty, wealth, helping my family, making myself proud, and independence. From now on, everything feels like a movie I have seen several times. Story 136. Wife and kids. friends and family, places to explore, things to do, existentially terrified of the concept of succumbing to the total abyss of nothingness after I die or another eternally stagnant fate. Experiences to have, dogs to pet, foods to try, etc. Basic things. Story 137. It is a big world out there, and there is a lot of trouble I have not gotten into. I have not tried every drug or every wine. I am planning to leave the United States in the next few years and live in South America for a while. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.